Steve, what a 3 days of cricket. Just try and sum up how that's been for you so far.
Yeah, topsy-turvy, you'd have to say. I think conceding 550 in the first innings was something that we were obviously disappointed by. The wicket was very good on those first couple of days, and then to concede a big first innings deficit, I think was also disappointing. I thought that in parts we played really well with the bat, but we let Derbyshire back into the game, or we let them have a strong foothold in the game at certain times in that innings. But I think the way that we showed the fight and character to come out and bowl like that this evening and put Derbyshire under pressure, I think is testament to the talent that's in the dressing room, and it's important that we play with that spirit more frequently.
And Mohammad Rizwan, and we've spoken about him a lot this year, but in both formats of the game that he's played, he's been absolutely outstanding. Just sum up what an impact he's had on the team this year.
He's an incredibly, he's a funny man. He's a great man to have in your dressing room. He's always got energy. For someone who's played international cricket and is the #1 T20 player in the world, for him to come to us and have the energy and the desire to do well for us has been something that's a great example for all of us to look at and try and play with that spirit as well. To be able to have him on your team batting at number 4 in this game, and have him in the T20s at the top of the order has been fantastic. So hopefully one more innings for him tomorrow in this 4-day game, and to be able to do something special for Sussex.
And Jack Brooks, he's here just for 2 games, but that session this afternoon was fantastic. Just sum up what a cricket player he is as well.
Yeah, it's vintage Jack Brooks. I think he's such a dangerous bowler when he's got his tail up. He's dangerous all the time, but especially when he's got his tail up in a situation like that, and it's very easy for everyone to go off his coattails in that scenario as well. So the way that him and Sean Hunt started with the new ball there in this innings, putting the opposition under pressure, allowing us to be able to build pressure on them through the middle of that evening session, was fantastic, and he started that with the way he bowled.
And Derbyshire's decision to not enforce the follow-on was a bit of a surprise. Was that a surprise for you guys on the dressing room and on the field?
I think it's a tricky one. If I was in their scenario, I'd find that a difficult decision, because I don't think the follow-on is always the way forward, especially if your bowlers have spent 100 overs in the field in the first place. To then expect them to back it up and bowl with the same intensity for another 100 overs is very, very difficult, even if the game situation is on your side. So I'm not surprised that they didn't enforce it. I'm sure in hindsight they'd probably say that they would have enforced it if they got asked again, but also it was a great opportunity for us, with them having enforced it, to get ourselves back into the game. And we spoke about that before we went out in the tea interval, that it was an opportunity for us to put them under pressure, and we managed to do that, and now we find ourselves in a scenario where it could be a great 4th day. Yeah,
it's an interesting situation the game's in now. How do you see that going tomorrow?
I think first and foremost we need to take the last 3 wickets as quick as we can. I thought the field placings that Tom Haynes did this evening were outstanding, the way that we controlled the scoreboard and didn't allow too many boundaries, so the scoreboard never got out of control. Even when they did have a little partnership, they didn't really go anywhere. So it's going to be important that we do the same tomorrow morning whilst taking those 3 wickets. And then setting about the chase, you look at the way that people have scored runs here this year, and especially in this game, and it's been about building partnerships and giving yourself time to get used to the pace of the wicket. And then as soon as you're in, that's when you capitalise, because there's a tiny boundary to the far side of the ground. It's lightning fast outfield all the way round. So if people do get in and they get an opportunity to score those runs, it's going to be a good game of cricket tomorrow.